Hey, what's up guys? Today's video we have a special guest on the channel. Earlier, like I think 2 hours ago, Call was #1 in the world with this lavahound deck, and a ton of you guys were asking about lavahound, even a deck which not a ton of people are playing, but it's actually a really underrated deck if it's about the skill cap. If you guys don't want to miss any videos in the future on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Also make sure to check out Carl's YouTube channel. He has English and German YouTube channel, both will be linked in the description below, and also make sure to use creator code on the shop. We really appreciate it. I would say let's dive into the games and let's kind of talk about lavahound, the state of lavahound, and see how good lavahound is and why he got to #1 in the world. Let's do it. So guys, we're directly jumping into the replays how he got #1 in the world. Also let me know in the comment section. Comment section. That's a really difficult word to pronounce. If you guys want to see it more often, like different pros which are getting to #1 with different decks, yeah, would really appreciate any support there. And also, yeah, just write it down in the comment section which pro you guys want to see next. And if you like this pro, make sure to like the comments. So, this is like the classic lavahound deck. He plays the Scale instead of the minions. And also, he plays the Valkyrie instead of the guards right now. Why is he playing a Valkyrie? It's kind of simple. There are a ton of Royal Hogs currently in the meta. And also against Bridge Spam, the Valkyrie isn't really doing too bad, so the Valkyrie really helped. So in this matchup, an example would, I think he would he would prefer to have the guards, because against P.E.K.K.A, I mean, makes sense, right? Yeah, so I think he's just gonna play his Skelly Drinks behind this. I think this is a really good fireball, and as you guys will see, Carl has always his cards ready. This is what you really want to do with lavahound, or especially like with beatdown decks, right? Because with beatdown decks, your decision making isn't as quick as you do with cycle decks, right? With cycle decks, you really try to cycle always, but with beatdown, you kind of have some time to play your cards, right? Because most of the time your deck is more expensive, so you really want to have your spells always ready. Because he knew he has a baby dragon, right? So he played his Scaly Dragons, instantly had the fireball prepared because he knew the best play from the opponent would be a baby dragon. And that's why he did it. It's also a really good tombstone placement. As you guys can see, Carl is really good with tombstone. That's like the perfect kite you want to do. It's kind of important for you to learn the perfect kiting against Golem, Giant, Ram Rider, Electro Giant. And as you guys will see, he is now just going to go in for a P.E.K.K.A at the bridge. And the P.E.K.K.A will basically finish off the tower. There's no way Carl's going to defend this. And yeah, this is kind of a really smart play, I would say, from the opponent. Because tombstone and also the Valkyries out of hand. So I think what Carl right now is just going to do, he's just going to go lavahound at the bridge. This is a really interesting lavahound, so he's not going to decide to build a big push. So, it looks like, yeah, okay, we're just going to go bandit, that he's more using the lavahound, not just as a tank for the balloon, but also as a really solid chip damage unit. Every time the lavahound gets chip damage, it's like 70 damage, and you shouldn't underestimate that. So, lavahound is chipping away. Also, the balloon is gonna get tower here. That's really good for Carl and also really important. So he's in a good position. He's the 800 damage behind, but this is honestly a really interesting P.E.K.K.A. So I think he's just gonna go in for a Valkyrie high this time. I mean, the opponent could lightning here. The question is if he's gonna do it, and it looks like he is not gonna do it. Oh, he's gonna do it. Okay, a bit late maybe. He's gonna zap to prevent one more hit from the P.E.K.K.A, which is kind of smart for just one elixir, but now the opponent is going in. So kind of unfortunate for Carl, because he really wants to protect his tombstone, because it's one of the best cards against, and if he's like able to stack them, this is kind of good. So he's just going to go fireball, pushing it directly into the Mega Mini, but I still think the Ram might connect here, and it does. So this is really bad for Carl. Also, I think like the first mistake I saw in this game. So he's just gonna go in for his Scale Drinks at the bridge. Lightning is coming down from the opponent, and there's no way he can go in for a balloon, right? There's still Baby Dragon on the map. He knows the opponent has Snowball in hand, and also the Ram Rider. So Ram is coming out. He's just gonna set up a tombstone here, so he doesn't really care about defending the Ram with the tombstone. He just wants to make sure the opponent is not gonna go P.E.K.K.A at the bridge and try to free con him. So really solid Valkyrie. And as you guys can see, he has tombstone spawning. He has quite some solid lifetime, so he's decided to go in for a P.E.K.K.A or for a lavahound at the bridge, because he knows the opponent cannot go in because of the tombstone. Even if he goes in opposite lane with P.E.K.K.A, there's another tombstone. Also, the skeletons, which people are really underestimating, are helping on offense. So the skeletons are actually able to support this. So he's just gonna go in for this, and I think the balloon is gonna go connecting here to tower. What? The Ram by the last second help there. Awesome. For him. So I think in this situation, he's just gonna fireball this. No, he's just gonna zap. Perfect zap, honestly. Really solid zap. he got the perfect cleanup and just another lavahound. So it's not about just lavaloon at the bridge for no reason. It's always about getting a lavahound chip damage. This is how he wins the game. He's not gonna win the game because he just spams lavahound loon at the bridge. He just spams lavahound alone at the bridge. But always getting like the pot of elixir trades on defense and being able to defend is quite nice. So that's a really good Valkyrie. Or like a perfect Valkyrie right now. We're just gonna fireball this. And what? The bandit just connected there. I think it's kind of because of the bandit glitch. Currently, he's just gonna go balloon at the in the pocket, forcing out the elixir, and also trying to make sure that he is yeah, getting maybe some damage. So he's just go for another tombstone here, and he is actually gonna win this. This is kind of crazy. After like a bad start, he just won the game against this matchup, not really pushing like or going for lava in the back, because they would have been able, like the opponent would have been able to gain a ton of elixirs. So he just pressured at the bridge, and this is how Carl won the game. So guys, now we're gonna see a game against Mohammed, like one of the best players in the world, maybe the best for most of the players, and most of the people in general. This is honestly a really easy matchup, but I still want to show you this matchup against Carl. I think Mohammed already knows what he's playing. He's playing like a really cheap minor earthquake psychic deck, and this is always the reason again why lavahound is so good sometimes in the meta, right? Or like it's really genuinely consistent in the meta, because some decks that don't have anything against air, and if you guys playing with lavahound against a deck which has just one card against air, it's automatically a free win, right? So he's just gonna EQ the tombstone, and he's just gonna go for Valkyrie. So this is like a really easy matchup. So as long as Carl's not overcommitting, you guys see how to play this matchup against minor control, because I think there are no really better players with minor control than Mohammed. So if you see how Carl's winning against Mohammed, you should win against any single deck. So I think now Mohammed is just gonna go for minor skeletons here. Honestly, really smart play, because now he just goes in for this, and let's see. Look at this. He gets a ton of damage, but now he's gonna go for Mega, meaning rather his balloon. So he's just trying to support it like this. This is a really smart push, and this is kind of how you want to support it. So that was honestly a really bad Tesla for Mohammed. Just not able to defend this really great. And as you guys can see, it's already over. I mean, this is kind of what you want to do, and this is just because I want to show you the reason why I want to show you the replay is that it's not always important to go minor or go lava loon, right? This is like the standard 5000 trophy play, going always lava loon, but lava mega means sometimes it's effective. Lava skelly drinks, as you guys saw in the first game, is sometimes effective, and also the lava hound, yeah, alone Mega Minion, Scale Drinks, and sometimes for sure Lavaloon is really solid. But this is how he won the game. GG's were played against Mohammed. Really easy matchup. Yes, one of the best matchups you can get, but still kind of showing how you beat this matchup. It's not always like going for Lavaloon, especially in single elixir time, because you don't have that much elixir. So guys, the matchup which I really want to show you guys is Lockbait. I think this is the matchup which most Lava players are striking against. At least that's what I've been seeing when I'm watching a stream and like people are asking. It's against Lockbait. Lockbait is honestly a really hard matchup because you don't have a log. Makes sense, right? Also, the opponent plays the Inferno version, so he's always able to pressure really aggressive in opposite lane. Carl doesn't have the best answers against Goblin, but at least he got Valkyrie. But there are some tricks against Lockbait. So, first trick is trying to go in or going in for how's it called? For Tombstone in the back is actually a really solid play against Lockbait, because sometimes they have Guard Goblin, but most of the time they have Princess. In this case, he has Dark Golem, the opponent. But if they're going for the Princess in the bag or something, you're always going for Tombstone. Like, you need to kind of cycle your Tombstone right anyway. If you play it in front of your towers, first of all, it's not gonna get any value in this matchup, and second of all, the Princess is always gonna snipe it. So if you play this behind your king, I mean behind your arena tower, they always help, or at least it helps against the how's it called? Against the Goblin Bolt, and you guys will see how important it will be later in the game. So honestly, really smart zap from Carl's end. He decided to not zap the Goblin Bolt itself, so he also zapped the E-Spirit, so the E-Spirit didn't connect. So he got less damage in general. But as you guys can see here, this is kind of bad for Carl. They just did Inferno for the plus 2 elixir trade. So now Carl is doing a really interesting move. I should ask him again if he would do that again. Or like I should ask him generally if he would do it again, because he's just gonna go Balloon. He has his fireball selected. Opponent is exactly doing what I would have also done, going for Dark Observe the Rocket, because now he's forcing 3 more elixir from Carl, or like 4 more elixir with the Fireball, and he just goes opposite lane and straight up taking tower down. So this will be a really massive game at the end, and we will see how Carl is going to break through against this matchup. And I can tell you already there's going to be some keys with the lavahound in general. There's like really interesting lavahound usage. So you just go for a lavahound in back. This is always what he wants to do. This situation. So in this matchup, you don't really want to go lavahound and bridge because, I mean, right, he has always advantage already. So for, his main goal in this matchup will be always getting a second lavahound to tank for the other one, because lava pups kind of struggling. Also, this is a really smart playback call that he's going for the balloon in front of that, because why go in balloon behind the lavahound? It doesn't really get value at all. So this is really what he wants to do. So he's just going for another lavahound at the bridge, and this is exactly what I meant. He wants to get a ton of value out of the lava pups because the opponent doesn't really have like the best answer against lava pups. So this is what the opponent is going to do, or like this is what he's called doing against the opponent here. So this was a really bad Valkyrie on his end. So this was honestly a really unfortunate tombstone. If he would have played Mega Man in this situation, would have been way better. And he is like down. His tower is down at 1.3k HP. How the heck is Call gonna win this? How the heck is he gonna come back this one in this difficult matchup? Also going for a 5+ Mega Man. The opponent kind of baited him there, because first, this is kind of what you need to be careful, right? If you go for a Zap on a Goblin Ball without a tank in the middle, it's a good play. Just one Goblin connects. But if your opponent is suddenly playing a Valkyrie in this situation, you lost the game basically. So this is kind of what the opponent kind of fooled Carl there. This time didn't go for the tank and getting the +1 elixir trade with the fireball on the barrel. So he at least gets some chip damage, and as you guys will see now, this is a really great Thompson. As you guys can see, Call is kind of a really solid elixir situation, so this won't be any damage at all. Just because of, or like I think one Goblin shot, because of the Thompson really helping. So every time he's cycling this Mega Man in the back, his Thompson is helping, so the opponent cannot really go in. The scale ranks are actually kind of annoying. Now the opponent is doing a mistake, or is doing a huge mistake. He lets the Dark Golem die. And Dark Golem is one of his main cards in this situation. So he's just gonna go Valkyrie in the back, in the pocket. And this is really what you don't do in this matchup. As you guys can see, this is over. This is basically over. He can just go Skate Ranks. He doesn't have a tank in his deck. Even if he would have played Skeletons, it wouldn't be enough. And this is really what you want to do in this matchup. You want to kind of get them in the 1-1 tower trade situation, and then really rely on your Valkyrie, on your Skelly Dragons, and on your Lava Pups. Lava Pups are actually the key to win this matchup, and this is how Carl got #1 in the world, showing some difficult matchups, some easy matchups, some generally explaining about this deck. If you guys don't want to miss any videos in the future on the channel, want to see more pros, me playing also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, let me know in the comment section which pro you guys want to see next, and make sure to check out Carl's YouTube channel if you guys are interested to see more Lava Loon. And I would say I'm out. Thanks for watching, and goodbye, guys.